Hi, beautiful people. Thank you and welcome once again to Abinasia's Recipes. I hope everyone is doing well by God's grace. In today's video, I share with you how to make Kenkey and cook it in 1 hour. Let's get right into it. The correct way to make Kenkey is to have 3 equal parts of fermented corn dough. So I have 12 cups of fermented corn dough divided into 3, 4 cups in each bowl, and then I have 2 tablespoons of salt. We also need corn husk to mold our kenkey. I have 2 different types of corn husk. I have one with a wider end, and then I have the original one that we normally use in Ghana. I'll soak my corn husk in warm water. Soaking it makes it more flexible when using it to mold the kenkey. And also make sure to rinse it thoroughly before using it for your kenkey. To a pot, I'll add in 1 part of fermented corn, my 2 tablespoons salt, and 4 cups of water. I'll mix with my hands, but you can use a whisk to mix as well. Now, this is the only time you can add salt to your kenkey. This part of the kenkey is called aflata. Aflata is the banku part or the cooked part of the kenkey. I'll be using a wooden spatula to mix it in circle motion. Please make sure you don't leave it at this point or else it will form lumps and we don't want that. We'll be mixing this until it forms into a dough. Okay, so just mix it in this motion until it forms into a dough. Once it forms into a hard dough, I'll begin to mix it onto the walls of my pot, just like how you're seeing it in the video. If today is your first time on this channel, a warm welcome to you. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you have not subscribed yet, please kindly do me a favor and subscribe so that you can be part of this family. At this point, I'll add in hot water. I do recommend you add hot water anytime you're making bangkun or kenkey. I'll use my wooden spatula to poke holes into the corn dough. I'll cover it and allow it to cook just for about 5 to 7 minutes. My corn dough has cooked for about 7 minutes. I'll use my wooden spatula to mix it onto the walls of my pot. At this point, you can add a bit more water if you want, but this is the consistency that I'm going for. To my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your massive support and always sharing my videos on your various platforms. God bless you. My dough has cooked beautifully. Look at how soft and smooth it looks. I'll mix it just for about a minute or two and then I'm ready to mix it with my uncooked dough. To a bowl, I'll add in my 2-part uncooked dough and then I'll add in my 1-part cooked dough. Please make sure you don't put your hands in it at this point. It is super hot and we don't want you to burn yourself. I'll begin to mix it with my wooden spatula and then when I know it has cooled down, then I'll put in my hands. I'll check to see if it has cooled down completely and then I'll begin to mix it with my hands. Mixing it with your hands ensures that there is no lumps inside the kenkey. You don't want a lumpy kenkey. You want a very nice and smooth kenkey. And then when you mix it with your hand, you're also creating gluten in your corn dough. And that is what gives you that nice stretchy feel when eating kenkey. I'm all done mixing with my hands. Now it is time to mold the kenkey into balls. And this is the fun part. I have my very well clean corn husk, my corn dough, and then I'm bringing a bowl of water. I'll grab a piece of the husk and then I'll scoop my preferred size of corn dough and then I'll mold it into a round shape. I'll put it in the husk just like so and then I'll grab another husk to cover the top part of the corn dough. I'll turn it over and then I'll begin to twist the tail part of the corn husk just like how you're seeing it, and then we'll find a slat on the side and then we'll tuck in the twisted part. Now let's do it one more time. I'll scoop my preferred size ball of corn dough and then I'll put it in the corn husk. I'll then grab another corn husk to cover the top open part of the corn dough. I'll turn it over and then I'll begin to twist the tail part of the husk, just like how you're seeing it. And then I'll create a slot to tuck in the twisted part. I hope I was clear enough. Let me show you how I use the other type of husk. I call this the impossible husk. So I've scooped my ball of corn dough. I'll put it in the middle of the husk, closer to the wider part of the husk. I'll then grab another husk to cover the open part of the corn dough. Please make sure to grip the tail of the husk to keep the kenkey in place. I'll then tuck in the wider part of the husk into the corn dough, just like so. This is not the easiest corn husk to work with, but it is doable, guys. I'll then twist the tail part of the husk, find a slot, and then I'll tuck in the twisted part of the husk in the slot. I hope I was clear. If you can find the first husk that I used, please buy that instead of this one. This one is a bit difficult to use, but is doable. Repeat these steps until you're done forming your balls of kenkey. I got 11 balls of kenkey out of my 12 cups of corn dough. Please make your own kenkey at home and you will love it. Now this is optional. I like to wrap my ball of kenkey in plastic wrap or cellophane wrap. So what I do is I put it in the middle of the plastic wrap and then I'll twist both ends of the wrap. You can definitely omit this step if you don't want your kenkey wrapped in a plastic wrap. I'll be cooking my kenkey in a pressure cooker. Pressure cooker cooks the kenkey half the time you would normally cook it on the stove. Into the pressure cooker, I'll put in some of the corn husk. The corn husk prevents the kenkey from sticking to the bottom of the pot or in the pressure cooker. You would do this step as well if you're cooking it on the stove. I was able to fit all 11 kenkey in this pressure cooker. If you don't have pressure cooker, you can cook your kenkey on the stove for 2 to 3 hours. I'll add in about 4 cups of water. This is the right amount of water to use if you're cooking your kenkey in a pressure cooker. I'll cover it and then I'll set my time. First, I'll hit on the steak and meat button, time cook button, and then the plus button to increase the time to 1 hour. And then I'll hit start. The maximum you can cook your kenkey in the pressure cooker is 1 hour and 10 minutes. 32 minutes later, we now have 28 minutes left, turning into 27 minutes. And we'll be monitoring this until we reach 5 minutes into 4 minutes. Once the time turns to 0H or 0 hour, you need a long stick to release the valve so that the vapor can come out of the pressure cooker. If you skip this step, you won't be able to open your pressure cooker. Mind you, the steam is always trapped inside the pressure cooker so that whatever you're cooking in the pressure cooker will cook faster. If you're doing this indoor, make sure your pressure cooker is under a kitchen vent or a kitchen hood vent. Thank you so much for staying with me until this time. I hope I explained myself very well and I hope I was clear with my instructions. I hope you give this a try, and if you do, please kindly leave me a feedback and let me know how it turned out. I just couldn't wait to enjoy my kenkey. It was super hot, guys, but I still wanted to dig in. Look at how I'm struggling. Thank you. I truly appreciate your support and always coming back to watch my videos. If you have not subscribed yet, please kindly do me a favor and subscribe. You comment, you share this video with your friends. And until I come your way next time, please stay blessed, stay safe as well. Bye guys!